Welcome. I wish to thank all of our attendees for joining us today and giving me the opportunity to share some information and highlights on the new New York State Paid Family Leave Benefit, which is commonly referred to as PFL. LIDAC is working with agents and brokers nationally to increase awareness, education, and assistance in working with their clients. LIDAC offers the broker community a unique way to quote, propose, sell, and enroll employee benefit programs. You will have the opportunity to work with our team in preparing the necessary communication and/or materials as may be required for your customers to address billing, administration, and service. Today, we will have limited time for me to present, introduce, and highlight some of the more important features related to New York State Paid Family Leave or PFL benefit. With that said, I have structured a 10-part series specific to the following areas. What conditions are covered? Who is and who is not eligible? Rates and contributions. What are the benefits? Employer and employee considerations, broker and agent services, carrier coverage, and general administration. What is paid family leave? Effective January 1st, 2018, New York State has passed into law the new paid family leave benefit, which will automatically be included in the Disability Benefit Law, DBL. The PFL benefit will provide New York covered employees with a job-protected paid leave for specific conditions, like bonding with a new child, caring for an eligible family member with a serious health condition, or assisting a family member when someone is called to active military service. It's important that I mention that the PFL benefit has been incorporated into the Disability Benefit Law. The PFL will be covered under an employer's New York State DBL policy. The DBL and PFL benefits cannot be collected at the same time. The DBL and PFL benefit, when combined, may not exceed a maximum period of 26 weeks during any consecutive 52-week period. First, what conditions are covered? There are 3 primary conditions that eligible employees may be covered for: maternity and paternity leave. Employees who are expecting a child and/or fostering or adopting a child may be able to take time off to care for their child. This also includes any child born 12 months prior to employee eligibility. Care of a family member. Employees may be eligible to take the necessary time to provide care for a loved one with a serious health condition. I will address family members and serious health conditions in the next slide. Third, military service. Employees may be eligible for benefits when they have a family member called to active military service. This will provide both the ability to spend time before deployment, as well as provide a solution in caring for a child while their loved one is away. Be advised, all claims are subject to the submission of proper documentation, review, and approval by your insurance provider. Who is considered a family member under PFL? A family member may include a spouse or domestic partner, child, parent, parent-in-law, grandparent, or grandchild. What is considered a serious health condition? This may include an illness, injury, impairment, or physical or mental condition that involves inpatient care in a hospital, hospice, or residential healthcare facility, or continuing treatment or continuing supervision by an approved healthcare provider. Finally, what is providing care? Providing care may include physical care, emotional support, visitation, or assistance in treatment, changing care, daily living, or personal attendant services. Let's talk about who is eligible. Employees who work for the private sector, employers with at least 1 employee, not counting the owner. Full-time employees regularly scheduled to work 20 or more hours per week for 26 consecutive weeks. Part-time employees regularly scheduled to work less than 20 hours a week who have 175 days of employment. By the way, it's important to note, if you change jobs, your waiting period will reset. Lastly, employers in the public sector that may choose to participate through collective bargaining. Who is not eligible? Any employee already receiving disability benefits, employees on administrative leave, employees who work for an exempt employer, and employees who are excluded from coverage under Article 9, the DBL law. Let's review the benefits. PFL will be released in phases over the next 4 years commencing in 2018 through 2021, when the amount of benefit, duration, and maximum will be incrementally increased each year. This will affect the benefit period going from 8 to 12 weeks, percentage of employee salary from 50 to 66 2/3, and the maximum will be based off of the New York State average weekly wage, known as the AWW. What is the rate and how are contributions calculated? The rate factor used for employee PFL weekly contributions will be 0.126% of an employee's weekly wage up to and not to exceed 50% of the New York State AWW. The New York State AWW is reported by the Commissioner of Financial Services of March 31st of each year. PFL benefits used in the New York State AWW of the previous calendar year will determine the level of benefit in the current year. In 2016, the AWW calculated to be $1,305.92 per week. How do we calculate contributions? You simply take the rate of 0.126% and multiply by the weekly payroll amount. Don't forget, it's to a maximum of the New York State average weekly wage. Today, I will provide you 2 examples, starting with the maximum. The maximum weekly contribution would be rate 0.126% times $1,305.92, which equals a maximum contribution of $1.65. In this example, the annual salary is about $67,907. In my next example, in an employee making $500 per week or $26,000 annually would use the same rate of 0.126% and multiply by 500. That would be a contribution of 63 cents per week. Employer considerations. Employers will be covered in accordance with the number of their eligible employees under one of the following classes: group size, groups 49 lives or less, groups 50 to 499 lives, or groups with 500 plus lives. Rates are the same for each carrier. All in-force employers subject to the New York State Statutory Disability Law, DBL, are mandated to provide their eligible employees with paid family leave. These employers currently covered for New York State DBL will automatically be covered for PFL, subject to the collection of the employee contribution and premium payment to their insurance carrier. New employers in the private sector with at least 1 employee, not counting the owner, must have coverage. Partners, members of an LLC, sole proprietors, or other self-employed individuals may elect to be covered under paid family leave. An employer is required to collect the weekly contribution for PFL coverage beginning on January 1st, 2018. Finally, employers may elect to subsidize and share the cost or a portion of the cost required for the PFL premiums on behalf of their covered employees. Employee considerations. Employees covered by an employer in New York State may be eligible for paid family leave commencing January 1st, 2018. Employees cannot use PFL benefits for their own disability or qualifying military service. It may only be used for the care of family members. Employees will have job protection while taking extended time away from work. Employees who are not working and collecting workers' compensation may not be eligible to receive PFL benefits. Employees may be covered under PFL benefits to care for an eligible relative living outside of New York, subject to them providing medical certification. Married couples. Married employees working for independent employers may be eligible to take benefits separately under the PFL law. However, if you and your spouse work for the same employer, coverage may be denied to more than one employee at the same time to care for the same family member recipient or to bond with a child. And finally, individuals who are not regularly scheduled or who are independent contractors will not have PFL benefits unless they purchase coverage for themselves. Agent and broker services. This is an excellent opportunity for an agent and/or a broker to expand their client value proposition and be involved in the process of the introduction, implementation, education, and awareness of PFL benefits. You may be involved in the prospective underwriting review, evaluation, and service decisions. Brokers may assist their client with employee communication, offering any update and/or changes as may be passed by the state. Brokers should assist their clients with specific information related to eligibility, benefits, health conditions, contributions, premium payments, and the selection of the insurance carrier best suited to underwrite, administer, and service their DBL and PFL benefits. Finally, agents and brokers may assist their clients in maintaining compliance with the New York State DBL and paid family leave law. If you have any clients currently in noncompliance, please bring this matter to our attention and we will assist you in resolving the matter. Carrier coverage. Each insurance carrier participating in the DBL market must consider underwriting, administrative, and service requirements in order to provide PFL. Insurance carriers participating must confirm they will underwrite DBL and PFL on the earlier of the following: July 1st of this year, or within 30 days of the PFL rates being released by the state. If they don't confirm, they must exit the New York State disability market. All of LIDAC.com carriers are committed to the PFL law and policy issuance. The insurance carrier underwriting the DBL must also underwrite the PFL. PFL cannot be underwritten separately under another carrier policy. In order to administer PFL claims, the insurance carrier will be required to review, verify, and approve that an employee's request for PFL is medically justified. Finally, insurance carriers will be required to provide all documentation to the covered employees. General administration, which really has not been finalized yet. Employers will need to work with their insurance advisor to review the selection of their current New York DBL insurance carrier to confirm that they will continue to offer coverage. As well, your insurance advisor will work with the insurance carrier to obtain the necessary PFL documentation that will include, but may not be limited to, employee bulletins, policy contract riders, certificates, posting notices, claim forms, and bills. LIDAC is working with brokers and agents nationally to increase awareness, education, and assistance in working with their clients. LIDAC Broker Exchange can be found at lidac.com. We will provide licensed and registered brokers with access to DBL and PFL information and coverage. Register online at lidac.com and select from a host of preferred insurance carriers and vendors to obtain proposals and bind coverage. Once released, agents and brokers will be able to generate their clients' New York DBL and PFL policy, forms, and administrative kits, all online in minutes. This becomes part of New York State DBL law and will be automatically included in existing policy contracts. For more assistance, our FAQs, marketing materials, or group webinars, please feel free to contact us or email us at info@lidac.com. I wish to thank you for your time today and joining me to discuss paid family leave.